Alright guys, what's up and welcome to another video. Today I'm gonna show you exactly how I made almost $5K in profits, and it was actually very simple. It took me like 2 minutes, so I'm gonna show you in details how I basically did it. So let's move this. I can even refresh this, I don't know why, but if you guys want to check it out, check it out. Of course, from the trade of it. Here is the chart, here's the trade I actually executed. So let's just go to the beginning of the day. So I'm gonna delete all of this, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the beginning of the day. So I'm first of all gonna show you exactly how I looked at a market, and the way I looked at a market, and I always do, is from the higher time frame. So if we can even start with a weekly time frame. So let's go to the weekly. I don't know why, but I'm just gonna show you this because I always have this in the back of my head. So we know that on the weekly time frame we respected very well out of this fair value gap, swept this huge liquidity right here, and we are just reacting to the upside. So we know that overall the market is just very bullish. Also on the daily time frame, same thing, little fair value gaps right here. Also, one huge thing that happened in the market was we managed to inverse this fair value gap. Like, we did not really inverse it in the point, but if I see this in the market, this is for me inverse fair value gap. Like, we don't need to be exactly in the point like this, I don't really care, but we just disrespected this fair value gap completely. And what we actually did after we disrespected it, we made a pullback in this fair value gap down here, rejected pretty hard off of it. So insanely bullish on the daily time frame. Like, really all I want to see is longs for this day. When we go to the 4-hour time frame, I load up. So for right now we are just very bullish. The next thing we see on the 4-hour, if we look to the left, we can basically see that we have this fair value gap. Oh my god, it's so small, but it was what I was targeting. And then we have this fair value gap right here. That was actually, if we look at this time frame right here, you can see, wait, is the minute gonna actually be like this? All right, nice. So you can see that we actually managed to disrespect this fair value gap, which means we closed right here. Was someone, yeah, right here. As I took the trade, we disrespected this fair value gap below, I mean inversed it, and then after we tapped into another fair value gap, which I'm gonna come to. But what's important is that on the 4-hour time frame we have this fair value gap and this little small fair value gap up here, and like, that's all you need to know. On the daily time frame, not really a lot. I think completely the same. The only thing that we had is just a retest of this fair value gap, which happened just before the market opened, which is a great thing, and you can just see absolute volume to the upside. So if we go to the minute time frame, and if we go to the beginning of the session, which I'm going to do right now, which was right here, what happened on the market open? We just went to the downside, took some of this liquidity, and just skyrocketed to the upside. So really nothing I could have done here to profit in this, because there is no, my entry model hasn't presented at all. So I just patiently waited for something to show, for market to show me. And after we did that, you can see right here, we just started to basically consolidate for a bit in this area right here, and I was just waiting for some kind of respect of the fair value gap. What we did in the meantime is we did create this 5-minute fair value gap that we actually respected, and then we once we respected it, we tried to go to the upside, and then we swept it once again. And what happened later on, we did respect it once again like this. But this time what we actually did is we left this fair value gap right here, and you can also see that this was macro, which means this was from 9:50 to 10 a.m., which is basically a time in the markets when just there is the most volume. The banks are, I think, getting in the most orders in the market, and that's the time when market is gonna fill fair value gaps and sweep liquidity. So that's just the best overall timing in the market to take setups, which is basically 10 minutes before and 10 minutes after the each hourly closure. So what we have right here is another sweep of this low inside of a 5-minute fair value gap. Why is it dotted like this? So we have another sweep. We left a minute fair value gap, which we just beautifully inversed, as you can see right here. As we inverse this fair value gap, it was just few minutes until the 4-hour closure that completely disrespected the fair value gap that we talked about. So just a beautiful entry right here. went with a 25 point stop, which is just like very simple, and 25 point target, which was exactly right here. Could have targeted this 4-hour fair value gap, because why did I want to take longs from here? Because nothing is gonna hold us back from longs till this fair value gap right here, because when we tap into this 4-hour bearish fair value gap, that is the only thing that can reject the market. And I just target a 1-to-1 because that's how I like to do it, and you can just see how we beautifully, with a little oh my god with a really little of drawdown, we just went to the upside. How I did my break-even point was, it was originally here, but when we had this candle, I moved my break-even point from here to this newly formed a little wick to the upside. I even have my break-even like this, and what we did right after that, we just absolutely skyrocketed. So we took out the break-even point, and market just like teleported to our TP and perfectly filled us out of the trade, got us into the profits. And what happened after that, we just went on to take this 4-hour fair value gap. Could have I targeted this 4-hour fair value gap? I absolutely could have, but I honestly just don't care, because I have my edge on the one risk reward, and I just most of the times I'm just going to target 1-to-1, and that's it. I'm just going to be out of the market from here on. We could have taken some more shorts, not shorts but longs, because the market is just showing very bullish overall. So you can see that right here later on we created a 50-minute fair value gap that we came down, retested, and like with huge volume we just skyrocketed to the upside. We had a opportunity on actually 5-minute, 3-minute, and 2-minute, which was this opportunity right here. After this candle, we left this fair value gap, so we had sweep, we had reject from this fair value gap. You can see that market stalled, and then we had this insane chop to the upside. And if you guys were to take this could have been an amazing trade. You can see if we were to target 1-to-1, this would be just one more W. I honestly didn't take this one. I actually think this is my mistake. I should have taken it, especially with a 2-minute and 3-minute time frames inversing the fair value gaps. You can see 3-minute, 2-minute barely didn't, but the thing that I like to see is, look at this, on the ES we actually did manage to inverse on this 2-minute candle. So I actually would have taken this on the 2-minute, and then the 3 and 5 was just inversed a minute after. But yeah, this was just the trade that I didn't take, that I could have, because it was great. And yeah, pretty simple session. I'm pretty happy with the results, and I hope that this month is going to continue going very green like this today. And yeah, nothing else to add. I'm just going to see you guys in the next video. Hope you like this one. Peace.